Welcome into the podcast, boys. This is episode 2 for the week. It is July 27th. And this meeting is being held kind of against my will. It seems like
no, it's not. No, it's not. By the way,
you're right. I enjoy talking on a podcast because nobody can talk shit back to me. It's kind of a break from the normal grind with you guys. So, no, I was minding my own business, treating patients today. And all of a sudden, I go back to my phone, and I got 125 text messages unopened. I had to shut my phone off and turn back on just to load all the text messages. It's a true story. Our service sucks here. But yeah, so we kind of, we've been duking out in the league all day long. And so we figured.
Why though? Why have we been duking it out in the league? Just in case somebody messed it up.
Somebody's wondering. Okay, so we kind of change the divisions up every single year, and every year I do something different. And we did it random one year, but all the rest of the years I either do it geographically or based on people's favorite teams and divisions, alphabetical order, doesn't matter. I always do something. So this year I thought, man, that'd be fun if we just go inverse to the standings or by standings, so we can put the guys who think they're good together, and then the mediocres together. Then those of us who like shit off the sidewalk together. And so I thought that was a pretty fun idea. I thought it would create a lot of, trash talk for the long season out of it. I thought it would create a good competitive environment.
I thought it was okay.
And here's the deal. That's only 6 games. You still got 7 games against everybody else in the league. So there's only one person in the league that you don't play every year. And so that was my thought process. We kind of have a few representatives here. We got Pat, producer Pat. Sorry.
Where did Pat finish? Finish the division last year? Just out of curiosity.
Hold on.
Hold your horse.
Hold on. I've got something to say real quick. Hold on. I've got a little behind.
Can I finish your introductions first, Pierce?
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead. Sorry.
We have Pierce, who is coming to us live from Arizona.
What's up? How are you guys?
And we got
Mitch Peel. I have to hold the microphone closer so he can hear me in Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's gonna be great.
I'm actually in Chicago. Thank you very much. I'm in Chicago.
Okay,
that's gonna be great.
I have a little behind baseball for you guys, real quick before we start having a conversation about this. Mitch knows what I'm about to say. He doesn't know what I'm about to say, but he knows what happened today. Hold on. Today I was in a group chat with Colin, Pat, and Clay. At the exact same time, I was in a group chat with Pat, with Giz, Creighton, and Brecken, and I was in both text message groups, egging you guys both on.
I had a feeling you were in another group chat. I had a feeling from the start. I was like, this feels calculated.
And I was texting Zach and Alexander while all this was blowing up, and I was just giddy. I was giddy like a 4-year-old schoolgirl. I was so hyped.
All I'm getting out of this is that Pierce has no life other than to antagonize us.
This brings me so much joy that we're on this call. This brings me so much joy. That's all I'm gonna say. I wanted to start off by saying that. I was so excited. So excited. This is why we joined the league, you idiots. This is why we do this. We don't pay money for this league and we're still freaking out.
I don't get paid money for this podcast.
Hilarious. All right.
True.
Now,
I did pay money for this podcast.
All right. So now, well, yeah, you did pay $250 not to talk into a mic. But look, we could start now discussing what happened today. I just wanted to throw that little caveat.
To be fair, it is better with the headphones on. I can hear you loud and clear with my headphones on. It might have been my TV. I'm not really sure. But to be fair, I can hear you loud and clear with the headphones on. So
I don't have to hold it like this the whole time.
I will murder you if you hold it like that the entire time.
Producer Pat would not be happy.
I love you. I love you to death, but for the love of God, put that microphone down on the table.
Make me sound sexy.
Producer Pat is not gonna be having it.
No, not today.
You sound great with the headphones on for sure.
Now, well, we have to do an emergency podcast after 2 episodes.
So funny.
Yeah, but
this is why
this kind of started.
The league's the best.
This whole thing started because Pierce texted me. He texted me the division standings this morning while I was studying. I was studying, and I got a text with 12 different team names split up in groups of 4. All right, and it was split up, and I was reading through it, and I was like, "Oh, what is this? What could this be?" And at the end of the text, it said, "These are going to be the divisions this year." And I thought, huh. it's kind of interesting. I thought that's interesting. I'm with Creighton, who has 2 championships. Myself, who has a championship. Brecken, who has another championship, and then John, who was 10-3 last year. So I was doing the math, and I was like, how did this work out? So I was just scrolling through the rest of the standings. I saw our commissioner was not 10-3 last year. He did not win the championship, and he did not finish in the top 8 even. He finished in the bottom 4. So he split it up by top 4, middle 4, bottom 4. And I thought that was just really interesting. So I had to send a group message to the chat, and that's how it all popped off. So that's where we are, and here we are today.
So in other words, what I hear from you, Gizmo, is that Pierce is the reason.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why this whole
That's how I started the freaking podcast, Pat, admitting that I am the sole reason why this happened. You idiot.
1,000%.
Pierce had a scheme in order to be as cool and join us on the podcast, is what he's saying.
Yeah, I would do anything to be on this podcast. As the second subscriber,
I love it.
And I deserve the respect around here as the second subscriber to this podcast.
Well, I think you're getting that now. You're getting some airwave time. So, you kids out there, hammer that subscribe button.
Dream big, kids. Dream big.
Yeah.
Get on a podcast to only your buddies.
Okay, so I want to hear, Pierce's take, and then we'll get Pat's take on this too.
Yeah. So for sure. All right, this will be the only time I'm serious in my life. But yeah, Colin, I mean, you had to see this coming, right? Unless you either are one of 2 things. One, you're completely oblivious to this ever happening, and you're like, this is a perfect way. Or 2, you're like, hell yeah, I'm going to put myself in this division. The year that I finished in the bottom 4, I'm going to be in the division that had the 3 other worst teams. You had to see A or B coming. If it's A and you're like, yeah, I want to see the world burn and I want a podcast, you know what? You're a genius. You are a genius, and you did it. You're smarter than I am. I'm the one who orchestrated all of this. You're a genius. But look, come on. What are we doing?
I genuinely don't have anything to say to you because I don't think in the 9 years I've been running this league, I don't think I've ever done anything to jeopardize the integrity of it or create any bias. And this was not intended to be that either.
Okay.
I think that's fair. And I think that
that's very fair.
Yeah, I think that you said what we did. We did random one time. You said, right? We did completely random name generator. I remember we did by geolocation, what our teams were. We did NFC Central, AFC West, or something like that.
I think
we did favorite animal.
Brothers. I think you did roommates and brothers one year.
Roommates and brothers, something like that, right? And that all made sense. That all made total sense, right? Because it was more random. But this just felt like we looked at the standings and it was like, all right, we'll split it up. Boom, boom. If you would have said we were going 1, 5, 9, 2, 6, 10, 3, whatever, boom, that would have made way more sense. I would have been like, all right, that's cool. There's someone from the top, someone from the middle, someone from the bottom. Would have made total sense. That would have made sense to me. But the way it was just top 4, middle 4, bottom 4 is crazy.
It is pretty comical. Crazy. You have to admit, Colin, that's pretty comical that all of a sudden the one year you finish in the bottom 4, you're like, I got the greatest idea of all time. I'm going to put myself in that group. It's just kind of, to be fair, it's kind of funny.
Fair,
you have
I didn't even notice that. I didn't even notice that at the beginning, to be fair. That took me about 10 minutes to figure that part out. Which again, I don't think he did intentionally. Now, the more I think about it, I don't think he did it intentionally because it took me a second to figure it out. But what made me the most bad was being with Creighton and Brecken.
I don't want to be paired with them either. I don't.
But why? Why don't you?
Because they're consistently the best, and they're very football savvy, and they know their stuff. They know their stuff.
But that's the kind of pussyfooting stuff that we don't need in the league.
But if you look
put yourself in that league.
I will do that. I will swap somebody. I have no qualms.
Deal. Perfect.
And also, I also want to say real quick. Sorry to interrupt you, Mitch.
Yep.
I did text Mitch that if he ruined my division, the division I'm in, I'm gonna murder him. Why
is that, Pierce?
Because I know Alexander is too busy. He's buying a second house, so he's too busy. Andy, and then Zach is good player. Look, let's call a spade a spade. I love my division. I didn't say anything hurtful about Andy. So if Andy listens to this, is like, oh, I'm leaving the chat like he did 3 years ago. I was not being hateful to Andy. Andy's a great guy and he's very good at fantasy football. Go ahead, Mitch.
To be fair, Andy has finished top 5 or 6 in the last couple
he's very good.
He's been on the uphill. He's been doing really good.
He's figured it out.
Yeah, he's actually been doing really good the last couple of years. I looked at the stuff before this, but yeah, the reason I didn't want to be in that division is because Creighton owns me. I will be very honest. Creighton owns me. I looked at who my worst opponent is on ESPN, and I'm 3-8 against Creighton. But I did beat him in the championship last year, so that was sweet. But I am 3-8 against Creighton, so I don't like playing against him twice a year. That sucks.
Okay, let's unpack this though.
Yeah, go ahead.
So why is everybody afraid to be in division with somebody or wanting to be in division with somebody else? I view our league as one of the most savvy competitive leagues really that I've ever been in. I think I've had like a side league maybe once since we've had this league and like just wiped the fucking table with everybody at that out, Pat. But it seems like this league, you can't do that. Every week that you play, you have a chance to lose to, even Pat and Steve. Steve was like our top scorer 2 years ago. And so I don't really see it as honestly being a huge competitive advantage each year. I don't see that at all, especially with the way where there's 13 weeks. You're playing everybody else in the league.
What if we did it so that also that was kind of low blow at Pat there.
Yeah,
Sorry
damn.
for
You
Real
taking
low
it out of your
blow, but that's
producer?
fine. It's whatever.
That was hurtful, man. Like leave
Pat's
that.
on the rise this year, though. He's in the pod. That means he has some skin in the game now, and he's gonna be gunning for the top like Alex was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe well deserved for Pat. I mean, he did finish 10th and 12th in his two years in the league, but I'm just saying, just the numbers, just the facts. But I think that the trouble was really the Creighton thing for me. So I'm just scared about Creighton.
Yeah, I don't want to face Creighton at all. I've actually never even seen the man face to face. I don't want to see him on a fantasy football field either. So like, I get it. I get it.
Okay, so let me ask you this question then. Creighton, I would say the ones who were the most upset were Creighton, Mitch, and Bricken. So if Mitch is upset that he's with Creighton, what's Creighton's beef?
Creighton's beef, I think, is also the same thing.
Yeah, I can't really speak for Creighton. I'll let Creighton speak for himself. But we were texting about it today, and it's just like, this is kind of a funny way of doing it. Like, it's just really, I mean, you have to admit, it is really funny how you did this. Like
I would be for doing this every year. Actually, I don't care. So if you want to tank for what you consider a bad division, if you truly think that about people, dude, by all means, go for it.
I agree with you. I think that if we do something the same way every year, if we're going to do it like based on ranking or something, I'm cool with it then. If we do the same thing every year, sounds great. If it's by like a ranking or something. But yeah.
Yeah, if you want to do it every year, that's totally fine. But you didn't set that precedent when you made the rule, though. Like, that's the thing. If you want to make it now and say, from now on, this is how it goes.
I don't see a lot of you other ladies jumping to be commissioner and hold this clown car together.
Colin, let me tell you something. I was texting Zach about this earlier today. Legitimately, this league will never break up because of how much we all love this stupid league. Is unbelievable. Like, all you have to do is set the divisions and set the start date and then take a couple jokes at yourself. Like, that's
100%.
it.
I have no problem doing that.
That's it. So I would do it. Like I would be your vice commissioner. How about that? As the executive producer of this podcast, I will be vice commissioner as well. Is that what you want?
How much have you produced?
I'm the executive producer. I said from the very beginning. Pat.
Okay.
Hello.
Self-proclaimed executive producer.
What are you talking about? The second subscriber and executive producer of this podcast.
I'm sorry. How many videos have you edited?
None. That's
how many nights have you worked editing the perfect podcast? None? Yeah, that's what I thought. If anything, I'm the executive producer. It's a freaking guy.
I love this damn league, man. This league is so stupid.
Let's go back to stats then, since I heard a lot of people quoting. Okay, but I want to finish up my Creighton thought here first.
Yeah, go ahead.
I love the kid. He's my brother.
I think I love him. I root for Baylor because of him.
We're kids. But
don't understand his love for the Cowboys, but nice
I don't
guy.
understand if he's truly the best and everybody fears him. Why is he afraid to go against? And we're not even talking going against the best all time in our league. We're talking about going against the best last year.
Again,
about last year, as Mike Leach says, that was last year's players.
Again, I don't want to speak for Creighton. I'm not going to. That's not my job. But I think his biggest beef is that like it's just kind of funny how the 1 year.
Why is it funny though?
No, the 1 year that you finish in the bottom four, all of a sudden, I've got
I
this
finished
great
in the
idea.
bottom four several years.
I know, but you did it now. Like you're like, oh, now that we're in the bottom four, I'm going to be a part of the bottom four division, and these guys are going to be in the middle four division. These guys are in the top four division. I don't know what Creighton's beef is. I can only speak for myself, but I'm like, I think that if I were your PR manager, I'd say, yeah, no, the whole reason why I did this is to just start crap. Like that's the whole reason.
That was why, but it wasn't. I didn't mean to start it at myself at all. I was just thinking, okay, these guys all think that their egos are so big and they think that they're the greatest football and analytic minds out there. And so, because their egos are high after last year because they all did really well. So why not put them in a freaking boiling pot and see what the hell happens?
Yeah, but wouldn't their egos already like take them throughout the league? Like, is their egos are already high? Like, my ego is already super high. Like, you don't need to make my ego higher. Like, it's not possible. Like, you don't need to help it. So I don't know why I just feel like that's faulty.
Really?
Yeah, dude. You don't need
You
to
don't
help
see
our
putting a bunch of people who think that they're the greatest at this game or whatever in division. You don't see how that wouldn't turn into fun trash talk for the league.
They already trash talk, but all right. Hey, you know what? If that's your take, that's your take. That's your truth. That's fine with me. I just think it's quite funny how you finish bottom four and then all of a sudden you're in the bottom. Oh, we're gonna do tops and bottoms and middle. And don't screw up my division. By the way, I'm saying all this. Don't screw up.
No.
My
If y'all are pissed off about it, you know what? I'll just resign and have somebody else do it, and I will be a happy camper. Seriously, dude. I intended fun for everybody.
You can't give up this freaking league. You can't give up.
I wouldn't give up the league. I would just be the John. I would be the new John. Because you know how much I communicate. So if I'm not commissioner, you might hear from me twice a season.
I don't believe that for a second.
I don't believe that for 1 second.
I don't believe that for 1 second.
I love you too much. That's I don't believe you.
I'm putting it on the table.
Who would even take your place? Like, let's be honest here.
Let's be honest.
Go ahead, man.
No, I don't want to. That's the point.
Why not?
I'm your vice. As your vice commissioner, I'm telling you should keep it.
Yeah, like let's think about it. Let's just go through the list real quick. Who would be better at this job? Okay, we'll just start from the bottom. So Steve, would Steve be better at this job than you? No, I don't think so. Pat, come on, Pat, would you be better at this job, Pat?
I don't know if I'd be better. Maybe the same level, but I don't know about better.
It'd be pretty freaking entertaining because this is a total Pat move. This is a total Pat move. This is Pat would totally do this.
I probably would do this.
Okay, we can group like Alexander, Clay.
Yeah,
I feel like that's
John,
similar, Zach, John. That's like a similar group. I feel like they'd all be adequate at it, right? They'd be good. I think Pierce would be terrible at it. I would be terrible.
I'd be horrible.
I'd be awful.
I'm horrible at my F1. I'm the commissioner of my F1 group, and I'm bad at that.
He's terrible at it. I'm in that group, and he's terrible at it. I think the only one who would be decent at it is Creighton. To be honest with you, I think Creighton's the only one who'd be decent at it. But I don't think he'd be better than you at it.
No, you're great at it. It's just, and you're great at stirring up controversy. But like, you can't stir up controversy, and then when somebody calls you out on it, be like, what? I quit. I want to quit. I'm out.
Quitting, bro.
The kitchen's too hot.
I will never quit.
That's what we like.
You just threatened us. You literally just threatened. I'm gonna walk away. No, you can't do that.
No, I'll just pass commissioner on to somebody. So I can enjoy the league instead of
I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit. Who's gonna
I think you enjoy commissioner so much. You started a podcast.
100%.
You started a podcast about it.
Yeah, come on, Colin.
I would have started a podcast even if I was not the commissioner.
Yeah, I think it's great though. I think it's awesome. I think you're killing it. I think
I'm the number one podcast.
It's a great idea too. Yeah,
I'm the number one
subscriber. Number two subscriber.
Pierce.
Can I at least? Here's what we could. Well, see, then we could. What are your perceived rankings then?
So hold on.
Who do you think is the best of the best in the league then?
Hold on.
Your honest opinion.
Real quick before we go on to this, because I think this is a really good conversation that you're about to start. But I come to my boss taught me a couple bosses ago, don't come to the table with problems, come with solutions. So I think because you like to. I mean, we like the egos. Which is what you said. We want to have egos go against egos. I think that the best idea is to actually switch up the groups and have Mitch and Creighton trade with Clay and who else and Steve, and have you four in the same division.
Whoa, whoa,
If
whoa!
you want to do the ego thing,
Whoa, whoa,
and you
whoa!
want to,
Why
I
are you
think.
bailing Mitch out? If he's scared of Creighton and he's been talking a lot of
Hey,
trash. to me,
dumb! I said
all day.
Creighton and Mitch.
No, I'm going with Creighton. I'm going with
Oh,
Creighton.
He would go with Creighton, so it'd be Mitch and Creighton for Clay and Steve. So then the four of you would be in the same group.
It'd be me.
Be Creighton, you, Pat, and Colin.
Well, why did we get Pat?
No, but that would be the division because you want to do all the ego and you want to start up stuff. I think that'd be a good
I
idea.
want Pat in my division. Like, don't get me wrong, but like, I don't understand how Pat fits into this picture.
I just don't want.
I don't
division.
understand the hate. Like, Jim,
There's
it's
no
not-
hate to you, Pat. We all
Pat,
love you.
It's no hate, Pat. It's just numbers.
Numbies.
So if you guys really want to talk about that, I want to get
Yeah.
your
Yeah,
answers.
let's
What
do
are
it.
your so if everybody was freaking outraged over this, the numbers don't reflect who you guys apparently think are the better fantasy players in the league.
Yeah. So if I had to
And then
rate
you
my-
can't. But then you can't use numbers to argue your point at the same time.
Well, so what are the numbers? Let's go through. Should we go through our own numbers first? Like, who we think are the top four?
Yeah, I want to hear you just off the top of your head without seeing stats.
Well,
Yeah.
I know the stats because you sent them to me earlier today in the group chat. So I'll let Mitch go first.
Yeah, I think it's. I think Creighton would be up there. I would think that. Who else has been really good besides Creighton? I think Pierce has been good lately.
I figured
I
it
don't-
out.
I don't know
Pierce
if he's
has
up
been
there,
good
but
lately.
He's been good lately.
Very good.
And he's been good lately, but I don't know if that would be good enough to put him up there. Colin, I think you might be up there too. I feel like you might be up there too. So I would say at least Creighton, Pierce, and Colin would be up there. You guys would be at least in the top four. I'm not sure who the fourth would be though. Yeah, I'm not sure who the
Yeah.
fourth would be.
So
Statistically wise, it'd probably be Alexander, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
he's only been in the league 2 or 3 years. Right?
He's only been
Yeah,
in the league-
but again,
he had a good-
statistically though, I feel like he has to be at the top.
he is.
yeah, but I don't know if that's statistically significant, Pat.
Yeah, I think he had one good year. He had one good year where he freaking figured it out, and I think he had a late season trade that made him win the championship, if I remember correctly.
Gotcha,
For me, top four: Creighton's number one, Brecken number two. I don't want to put myself number three. I think that's kind of crazy. Mitch is up and down.
Do it to yourself.
I don't want to. I'm not that kind
Too
of
much
guy.
respect on your name.
I think I'd put when the Chiefs are good, Colin 3. I think when
Yeah.
the Chiefs are bad, Pierce number 3, Colin number 4. It all depends because you always pick like Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill and all that kind of stuff. So when the Chiefs are good, you're the third best player. But when the Chiefs are bad, you're like fourth because you always have somebody like right that isn't a Chief but is still pretty good. So I put myself at 3, Creighton and Brecken number 1 and 2. For
You know
sure.
why? It's because I'm lazy. And I don't want to watch more than one game on a Sunday.
Dude, get Red Zone.
No. So if I just draft the Chiefs, dude, all I gotta watch is one game. I know what my score is.
Hey, and Mitch, I know you didn't watch the podcast yesterday, but shout out to freaking Clay for like saying, "Oh, Pierce gave me this illegal stream to watch Red Zone." For the federal government that heard that, that is not true. I did not do that. All right. Yeah.
I'll make
swear.
sure to bleep out the illegal part. But
Thank you. But yeah, go ahead, Colin. Who's your
Oh,
top
man.
one?
What are the top four? What do the numbers say? I'm curious.
Numbers?
Yeah, what do they say?
All right. So Creighton, 2 championships. His career winning percentage is 62%. He's number 1. Number 2 is Pierce
What's good?
with 54% winning percentage.
Yeah, and if you look at my stats, sorry to interrupt you, Colin. There is like at the first 2 or 3 seasons, it is dog doo doo, and then it goes straight up in the air. I think I've made the playoffs the last 4 years. Am I correct?
How many championships does he
5
have?
years.
5.
Pretty good.
How many rings does he have?
None. Same as the
Oh,
Lions.
All right, I was
I
curious.
think I have as many playoff wins as the Lions since Barry Sanders. I think 1. I think I have 1 playoff win.
Oh,
That's
one. Okay,
correct.
one.
Funny stat, isn't it? Funny stat. Barry Sanders only won 1 playoff game.
Crazy.
Crazy.
All right, who's number 3?
Hang on.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here
Screen
you
share.
go.
I love this. Oh, yeah, there we go. You get a little zoom in for us? Yeah, there we go. Nice.
Oh, that's too much zoom.
Too much soon. Too much soon.
There are some fallen soldiers in this group here.
I feel like that 51% ish is me. Is that me? 51. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, that feels right.
So there you go. So really, I'm not sure where the validity comes
Andy
from.
can really bring it some years. Isn't that crazy? He had that 1 year. Oh, you remember that 1 year when I went 10-1 and but I didn't play anybody? Like it was just that was hilarious.
So here's my thing with this whole situation. So like you said, Colin, I think that the best people in the league would be Creighton, Pierce, yourself, and then me. I think that would be the top 4. I don't think Alexander counts because he only has 3 seasons. I think we got to get him at least 5 seasons to get a decent amount of numbers, to be fair. Because if he loses one more game, all of a sudden he's in like 7th place.
And
right?
Mitch, look at that 2020 season. He's 6-7 and then went just berserk in the playoffs.
Right. And somehow exactly.
So he's an outlier.
Right. That's my point. Like I don't know if that counts, but we'll let the listeners decide. I don't know if that counts. Yeah. So I would say that we're probably the top 4. So if you want to do bracket of champions, and you put yourself, you put Creighton, you put me, and you put Pierce in the same division.
No. I do not mess.
If you want to do it, that's what you do.
I'm fine with that.
No,
Okay.
no deal, Holly. No deal. I started off that. No deal.
No, Pierce.
I'll burn the city down.
You texted me this morning. And this is the only way that this resolves. Is that you join the Champions League?
No,
that's what it is.
I will not sacrifice myself.
I don't really care, Pierce.
I will not burn the city down.
You acted like you saw my vision of the divisions and trying to have some fun with it, and then you just got on this podcast
I was giving you
and turned on me.
credit.
So really, I think it's fair.
No,
if somebody's truly good at what they do, they're not scared of people who also might be good at what they do.
You know what's crazy?
Alexander the Great did retreat in some battles. Like, just be smart.
Alexander being 48% in his regular season and then 3-0 in the playoffs is hilarious. That's hilarious. I mean, if we look at just his regular season record, that puts him in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th place. That puts him in 9th place. So yeah, I didn't even see that column. But yeah, no, sorry, Alexander. I really don't mean to, but like, yeah,
I can
it's crazy.
test. I don't think he cares.
Yeah, no, I definitely doesn't care. But just in case he cares. Wow.
Pat, we got to get you up, buddy. We got to get you studying, bro. We got to get you hitting the books.
As I've said the first episode, I have never subscribed to more pro football focus in my life than after last season, going another 5-9 year. So like, watch out this year.
And Colin,
I'm going for the playoffs.
Do not take away running yards for quarterbacks. Do not do that.
What I want to actually do though,
I
actually want to take away points for a rushing attempt. That's the most lame thing we have in the league.
Don't actually. No, don't do that.
It is actually super stupid. Like the quarterback turns around, puts the ball in the belly.
Wait,
that's all a football play.
Like if we're not going to go full point PPR to balance it out, receivers and running backs, we're going to have to actually take away the points per carry.
Just keep the scoring the same. I like it. I figured it out. I have figured this thing out.
I don't think we can do that.
We should have an entire podcast on figuring out the scoring system. We should figure that out. But I don't know if that's a tonight discussion.
That's not a discussion. But
Pat, back to something that you just said, Pat. You said that you subscribed to more podcasts than you ever have, and to look out for you this year. Are you personally guaranteeing a playoff this year, Pat?
Oh, good question.
The answer is yes.
You are guaranteeing that Patrick will make the playoffs.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Hold on. If you're gonna
Pat,
you got to put something behind it. You got to do. Yeah.
Pat, if you don't make the playoffs, Pat, what are you gonna do if you don't make the playoffs?
Great question.
Will you get a cat? Will you get a cat?
I feel like it's got to be a dare bet.
You
get a cat?
You could get a cat.
No, we're not getting a cat.
You could get a cat.
We're not getting a cat. I have 2 dogs that I barely even.
All right, so you'll do a dare bet, and at the end of the year, Mitch and I will think of a dare bet for you to do if you don't make the playoffs.
If I don't make playoffs.
Deal.
Yeah. Will you put Pierce's name as your child's middle name?
We are having a girl, so that would not.
Beth's name. Beth's
okay.
name.
It's
Beth's
2022. It's 2022.
It's also going to be my wife's grandmother's name.
Two middle names? Never
So
heard of two middle names, but
we could do two middle names. We could do two middle names. I could have it happen. If the nursery
Okay.
just happened to have a random Beth on the wall, I think we can make it work.
We'll
Oh,
brainstorm. We'll brainstorm some ideas.
we'll brainstorm a dare bet for you to do if you don't make the playoffs. Okay, so I think we resolved this. We're gonna trade Mitch and Creighton for Clay and Steve, and those will be the.
I don't think that's what we decided. I think we
That's- I
decided the
think-
top four, which
I
is
feel
gonna
like
be
that's what we
you,
decided.
Colin and Creighton. I think that's okay.
No, I don't like that. Colin, what do you think? What do you think the division should be? Do you think you were going to keep it the same as how you had it, or do you want to change it? Like
Whatever
What do we
makes people
think?
yell at me more, so I have more reason to partake in activity.
All right, so you're keeping it the same. Okay, that's fine. That's fine with me. That's how I wanted to come to the negotiation.
No,
the
I
division.
I truly do not care.
That's not true.
That is true.
If you want the real wrath, you'll switch Pierce into the good division because then he'll be pissed.
If I
off.
wanted the real wrath, I would just edit the scoring the way that it makes the most logical sense and
Makes
do
logical
things
sense right now.
unilaterally. Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes logical sense right now.
we do need
I
to
do
figure out the
things
scoring thing. I
unilaterally.
agree. I agree.
What?
We should figure out the scoring thing. I agree, but I don't know. Again, I don't know if that's a podcast discussion for tonight.
Yeah, that's not a discussion for tonight. We just got to figure out divisions, and I feel as though trading Mitch, whoever came up with that idea of trading Mitch and Creighton, it's a great idea. Pat,
I personally think you all are bananas,
Yeah,
and
I agree with
that
that.
the divisions do not really matter all that much in the grand scheme
Mm.
of things.
yes, they do.
They don't in the grand scheme of things, but I mean, personally, it's the commissioner's call. And I think whatever the commissioner decides to do in this case, we just have to respect it. And that's just the way it is.
I agree with that. But I have another suggestion that we could do. If the divisions, in fact, do not matter, instead of doing 6 games a year versus divisions, why don't we do a round robin where we play everybody? And then you play people in your division, some people in your division twice, let's say. So we'd have 11 games of the year.
Because that doesn't work schedule formatting wise.
Well, yeah. I mean, you would do like 11 games of the year would be so that you played one versus everybody. And then 2 games of the year would be a double against 2 people in your division.
How about I
That
just give
possible?
you a sneak peek?
I don't know if that's possible.
What if we did like a gauntlet style?
What if you guys
Okay.
just
Where instead of it actually being like against like different players, what if it would just mattered of who scored the most points?
Oh, that's a completely different setup.
Yeah, that would change
I don't like
literally
that.
everything.
I like the head-to-head style.
Yeah,
Let
that's just the
me
whole
share
point.
my screen here for a second. Let me show you why the division setup is nice.
Cool. Yeah, let's see it.
For you or for the league? Just quick question.
Well, for me, because I'm out here trying to get this UCF ship according to Creighton. So
This is UCF ship.
this is why. The scheduling works out perfectly. We go 4 weeks non-conference. We go 3 weeks conference. 4
We
weeks
see the wrong screen.
conference.
Wrong
3
screen.
weeks
Yeah.
non-conference.
Or we're seeing
So-
the history.
You see what happens here? If I
No.
change out my name,
Hey, Colin.
No,
Hey,
no.
Colin.
it changes the
Hey,
schedule.
Hey, Colin.
Hey, Colin.
Okay,
Colin.
if all 3 of us talk at the exact same time, maybe you can hear us. We see the league history.
Yeah, we got the wrong
You
tab
do?
up. Yeah, you're showing the wrong window.
Well, what the heck?
You could just move.
I like how Colin just completely he was like explaining it. And we're all like, hey, Colin, no, it's not it. He just
We
like,
should have just kept it going
Yeah,
just to see how
shut-
long it would take for him to
shut
realize
the
hey, it's
hell
on the
up,
rock.
everybody.
There we go. There we go.
There we go. Okay.
There it is.
I never claimed to be the most tech savvy.
No,
it's okay.
Hey, you're fine. You're fine.
you're fine. You're fine,
Okay.
champ. You're
I'll,
fine.
I'll edit it in post. It's okay.
So here we have. This is why the 3 divisions works out really well. You get 4 weeks of non-conference, then you get 3 weeks of conference. 4 weeks of non-conference, 3 weeks of conference. Now here's the magic of it, because I've done this for a while. If I change,
Oh,
was-
nice.
Nice.
it
Sick.
generates the schedule for me.
That's nice.
That's sick. Yeah,
and
no,
then I have to go in and manually change around the schedule because ESPN does a really poor job of it.
yeah, no, I think the divisions are fine as is. Then you
Yeah,
already have it.
I think it's fine too. Yeah, I agree. It's a good setup. It's a good way to do it too. Makes it easy. Just an idea.
But yeah, I can switch.
For the people that are
I
watching.
truly don't care whatever division I'm in.
Okay, trade yourself and Mitch.
Oh, wait a second here. Wait a second.
No, you guys
The
never
first-
ranked who your opinion of the best football players are outside the top 4.
Outside the top 4?
Yep, I want to hear the
How
whole
about-
list.
Wait, why don't we do a
Go
top 4
through
and a
the
bottom
whole
4?
league?
Top 4 and a bottom 4.
Sure.
And then you'll just know who the middle 4 are.
Sure.
Yeah, well, I got to write this down or else I'm going to get all tripped up here. Read one. I can't do this off the top of my head. I'm too dumb.
I'll go first. I'll go off the top of my head. I got it.
But pause. Can I pause you for a second here?
Yep.
I guess I'm more of a natural competitor. So when I get, something that's ahead of me that I think is a little more challenging, my natural reaction, instead of bitching and complaining about something, is, all right, let's buckle down. Let's do this. And it seems like our league tends to be a little bit of, let's throw a fit about this and see if we can get it changed. So I don't know if it's this, new generation culture thing rubbing off on some people or what it is, but that's just my 2 cents.
Are you saying we're cancel culture?
I'm saying
is that what
people
you're
are soft.
accusing us of right now?
I'm saying people are soft.
Wow. That is just laugh out loud funny. You get your back against the wall and you're like, these people are part of cancel culture. That's what's going on.
No. I'm just saying whenever something like that happens, why wouldn't you just look at it and be like, oh, this is gonna be a fun time? Instead, people are like, oh, what the hell? Like, somebody's biased, somebody's trying to cheat me. It's so wild. Anyways, go ahead, Mitch.
Okay. Well, am I giving my top 4, bottom 4?
Yep.
All right. So if I split it up, my top 4 and bottom 4, that's how we're doing it. My top 4 would be me, Colin, Creighton, and Pierce. That would be the top 4 because of the numbers that we just looked at. And then my bottom 4 would be Pat, Steve, Zach, and it'd be Andy or Alexander. It's tough to say Alexander because he has a ring, but his regular season percentage would put him at the bottom. So I think that's what it would be for me. Just because of strictly by the spreadsheet that we looked at before. So that's how I would do it. And Brecken is a close 4th versus 5th. So he'd be close to the top division. It'd be me or him.
I think good list. I wasn't paying attention. I was writing my own list.
It's up on the screen, so that's it.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, that's it changed. So
I'm written there twice. Okay, cool. This is what I got. This is my if I had to rank the league, I'd have Creighton, Brecken, Colin, myself, Mitch, Zach, Clay, Andy, Alexander, John, Steve, Pat. Sorry, Pat. I love you. Pat, there's nobody who I love more than you. And I got to be honest. I'm going to get roasted in the comments if I'm not honest.
And to be fair,
statistics proves it. I'm fine with it. It won't be that way next season, but I'm
Hell yeah, Pat.
No, here's the deal. Next season, I'm doing divisions the way I want to, and y'all can deal with it after the draft.
I think you could do that this season, but
avoid this disaster.
You're doing it how? I'm sorry, 1-2?
Huh? Next week or next year, I'm just gonna do it. Whatever crazy fun idea comes to my mind, and I don't really care what people think, and we're just gonna stick with it.
Now,
all right, so we're just gonna stick with the divisions as is. Cool.
Now, I do think there was an interesting proposal that was in the chat today, where the division winners got to choose in a snake draft their own divisions.
Hey, put respect on my man's name, Pat. That was Andy's idea.
Was that Andy? I didn't know who presented it. I just
put some respect on my man's name.
So great.
Who won the divisions
Andy,
last year?
for once, you did a great job negotiating something. But yeah, no, I think that's actually a really interesting idea and puts a way different perspective on the value of winning your division. So I propose going with Andy's idea. I'll never say that ever again on this show, but I think it's actually a good.
What's with the Andy hate, Pat? What the hell?
I don't know what it is with Andy. I love the guy. I just whenever it comes to fantasy, I just feel like I have this rivalry with him. I don't know what it is.
Is it because you guys are the same person? It's Creighton, Andy, and John were the division winners last year.
So how the hell are we supposed to get John on a podcast?
Just ask him to be on a podcast.
Dude, that ain't gonna happen. He's too busy.
I can draft in his place. I'll be John. I'm not gonna be John, but I'll draft in his place for John.
I'm cool with that. I'm gonna see if I can. No, you won division last year, didn't you?
No, I won the whole thing.
Okay.
No.
Wow.
Excuse me, off record, I won the whole damn thing. And I think it's fair that Mitch picks his division because he did win the whole thing, and he was in John's he was in John's division. I think that.
Yeah, so I'll take that division spot then because
that's very fair.
That makes sense. That does make sense.
That makes a ton of sense.
And then, since I won the whole thing, do I get to decide the order?
What's up, dude?
The draft order?
Oh, not a whole lot.
Say hi to Andy, guys.
What's up, Andy?
What's up, Andy?
No.
Pierce, get Creighton.
I'm calling Creighton really quick too. So.
Oh, you're gonna call him both. Oh,
Oh wow, this is a first time pod thing.
Hey Pat, real quick while we're filling up time here, are you allowed to put pictures on top of the screen on YouTube? Like, can you do that?
Like a picture in picture? Yeah, if you ever watch the podcast.
Oh, actually,
I have. I do that for all the Mount Rushmores.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, I think so.
Somebody sent me this, and I just want it to be shared. Can you make me host real quick so I could share my screen? Somebody sent me some hurtful things today, and I just need it to be. Colin, can you make me host or somebody? And I, you know,
to do that.
Never mind. I mean, it was quite funny.
Who sent you what?
Somebody sent me a picture of very hurtful picture.
Mr. Call, just leave your name.
Anyway, Pat, I'll just text
you. Creighton again.
I'll just text you. This is great podcasting. This is great podcasting.
That's great content.
Great
this
for
last minute. This last minute's been rough.
We can edit it in post.
Yeah.
They post editing Pat, we call them.
Yeah, put that picture in there. Somebody sent me a hurtful picture of Colin, and I just want that to be seen. I'm not a snitch, but I do want people to see it. And people were calling him Supreme Leader, and I just think it was hurtful. So,
yeah, if you send it to me.
Okay, I texted it to you. And you put it right here, and put it right here. Okay, you see it?
Yeah.
All right, so if Creighton's not answering his phone. He just texted the league, whatever it was.
He texted
Andy, you still there?
Yeah, 10 minutes. Yep.
All right. So apparently we're gonna draft divisions like your suggestion was.
Andy, you're a genius. Can you tell him I said that?
So you happen to be a division winner last year, so
you happen to be.
Wait, Pat. Did you hear that? I actually won a division at least.
Yeah, I heard that, Andy. Too bad you only got one playoff win in you, but hey, you won the division. Congrats.
Hey, that's still one more playoff win than you have.
Oh, that's factual. That's factual.
I love you, Pat. I just have to.
I love you, buddy.
So aren't these divisions okay? Here's the deal, though. If you get to draft your divisions, aren't those going to be just permanent?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I don't think people's views of other fantasy players change that much year over year, with exception of this year, apparently.
So let's say I draft Pat in my division, and then Pat wins my division. He might want to draft like Steve next year or something. So maybe not. So it would change.
So you actually do think Pat's a good fantasy player?
Well, he's gonna make the playoffs this year. You said.
Absolutely, I'll make the playoffs.
He's
this year.
guaranteed it. Colin, have
He
you
did.
not?
But see,
I will be a division winner. So
I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
Don't do that, Pat.
So.
Don't guarantee a division. Just low barrier playoffs.
Who wins the division?
Okay.
Pat,
Says like you could only keep like one person from your division, just to try and spice it up every year. I mean,
Okay.
to other people, but that's why I suggested that.
Wrong group chat.
So
You wouldn't have to take
Mike,
ones
by the-
every year.
So we're gonna do a draft for the divisions then.
Okay. And then so would we? So then, since I won the whole thing last year, would I decide the order of the draft then?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? We're gonna do snake
Sense.
draft.
Yeah, you get to do. You
Yeah,
get
we'll
to
do it
pick-
by. Well, yeah, we can do
Andy,
it
are
that
you
way.
in favor of that? We have 5 of us here, so I'm assuming one. Creighton said just change the division, so clearly he's being a wuss and wants to play Steven or somebody. So
Okay, yeah. So we got.
I'm gonna take that as a vote for changing him.
This podcast. Do you want me to pick for Creighton?
Whatever works. I don't really care.
Okay. So
Just an idea.
Pierce, yeah, you pick for Creighton. How about?
All right, I'll pick for Creighton. I'll
So
pick for
Gizmo
Creighton.
1, Pierce 2, Andy 3.
Yeah.
3 and 4.
Yeah.
So Andy will get 3 and 4th pick.
Oh, so he's
Pierce,
Yeah,
Pierce, they
because
have
well,
to be,
snake
like,
draft,
third
but
pick.
yeah.
all right, and I'm picking for Creighton, so I can technically pick myself.
But here's the deal, Pierce. If you pick for Creighton, you can't like just pick the hardest person because otherwise you have to deal with him crying and not.
I think. Oh, I can totally deal with Creighton crying to me. I'm fine with that.
Well,
I think Creighton is going to be happy with my draft. Just trust me.
okay, and can we hold Andy's voice up to Mike so we can hear him?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'll put the mic to Andy as
Yeah.
best I
I
can.
mean, we don't want to give him that much satisfaction. I don't
This
think we
is
can hear him.
this is such a hilarious. Oh, he's got to get up at 4 a.m. So it's fine.
So he can
Later.
answer a text, but he can't jump on a call for 5 seconds.
You woke my dog up. That's my complaint.
Well, you guys, decided to go all apeshit today and ruin the day, so that's my complaint.
Oh, is that Creighton?
Oh, here you go.
I know you're sleeping. Hello?
What the heck do you want?
Don't be asking me what I want.
Yeah, what do you want for your division, a-hole?
What are we supposed to be doing? Is it a draft?
Yeah, Creighton, it's going to be a draft. We're going to go snake draft. You're picking number 2. I'm picking number 1 since I won it. Then you had the next best record. Then Andy picks 3, 4. Snake back to you for 5.
So I think since John technically won the division, Mitch and John need to be tied together.
Oh, that's not a draft.
No, I don't agree with that.
You think so?
No.
Yeah, I don't think
I mean, I think we should do this going forward, but I think since Gizmo won the whole league, he takes precedence over who won the division. I feel like that's just fair.
And I'm on a call.
It also makes it easier from a producer standpoint. So
Okay.
All right, let's get this going. Because
yeah, let's get this moving.
Is Steve taken?
Wait,
Who's
Andy,
Mitch is first.
yeah. So I'm first pick, Creighton, and I will take with the first pick in the inaugural divisional draft, 1-1. I will take Patrick Overmeyer, guaranteed playoffs, but I'll take him. I'll take him. I want him in my division. I want Patrick Overmeyer.
I love it.
Creighton,
I
you're
love
up.
it.
Really hearing B take Pat. You. The disrespect while he's on the podcast. I would never do that to you, Pat.
Appreciate
Yeah,
that,
you would.
Creighton. Thank you.
You would.
No, I wouldn't.
I love
Not
that Creighton is
space
halfway
like
away
that.
right now doing this.
Who you taking, Creighton?
Steve, you already know that.
Andy, back to back.
Who has the next pick?
Andy gets 2.
Okay, so for my next pick, who has beat me the most in terms of like percentage wise?
Andy, you don't have
You guys
time.
know that or not?
Who do you think is the worst at fantasy football? Who's left and take him?
Who's picking right now? Me. I'm picking Pierce. Pierce is the one that beat
Hell
me the most.
yes.
Is this Andy? Yeah. Oh, I won my division. I didn't know you were on the phone. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Andy takes Pierce. Yeah.
The third pick, he
I
takes
do.
Pierce.
Think y'all are having. No,
Andy,
he's
it's a
actually
snake. You got
he's my
back to back
first
picks, you big.
person that I faced, so I want to go after him this year. Wow.
And you got one more pick.
You ain't scared of me.
Andy, who you
No,
taking?
I ain't afraid of. What?
You got one more.
Oh, who else do I want to go after? Why does he have one more?
I hear Alexander's really
We're,
bad.
we're doing like reverse snake.
Snake draft.
That makes sense.
I hear Alexander's
Wait, who else-
really bad, Andy.
Who else picked? It was Mitch, me, you.
Yep. Then
Yeah, there's
Andy.
3 divisions.
Yeah, so it's
Oh,
just back and forth. Yeah, so it goes.
Sorry.
Well,
That's all right.
no, you're good.
I'm happy.
You know what? I want Clay too.
Wow.
I like Clay. I'm coming after Clay too.
Creighton, who you taking?
Give me Alex.
I get 2.
Yeah, you
Yep.
get back to back.
Okay.
I
Who's
got a running
left?
tally here.
Who's left? John's left still. Zach's left. Colin's left.
Yeah, you got Brecken, Colin, Zach, John.
Only 4 people left.
Yeah.
So I finished my division right here.
Yeah,
Okay.
you finished
Just
the
me-
division right
just me
here.
too.
You've got
Oh,
Brecken,
wow.
Colin, Zach, and John.
Oh, so I could take Zach and John,
You
but
could.
yeah, I'm gonna take Zach, and I'm gonna take Colin.
Ooh.
I want the commish. I want him.
All right, Creighton. You either get Brecken or Colin, or John. Brecken or
John.
John.
So what do you take, Brecken? That's why I left him for you.
You knew he wasn't going to take Brecken.
I was hoping he would, though. I left him for him.
Dude, anytime I pick Brecken, we ride to work together in the mornings. And anytime we play each other that week, our ride is silent. Otherwise, we're talking fantasy
Dude, get a
football all the
life,
time,
Creighton.
so I don't want to play.
All right, so the new divisions. Mitch has Pat, Zach, and Colin. Creighton has Steve, Alexander, and John. And Andy has myself, Clay, and Brecken. I hate my league.
Yeah, that's tough, Pierce.
I do. I flat out hate it. I flat out hate my
like that
division.
word.
No, I do.
This is
And this is
entirely
bull
your
crap
fault,
because I
Pierce.
started off this freaking podcast. I started off this morning by texting Mitch, if my division gets changed, you're dead to me. You're dead to me. Dead.
And then all day he pushed to have a podcast, to have an emergency meeting, and then an emergency redraft, and then somehow
It
this
bites me in the
happens.
ass. It's
It
almost
happens.
like, you hate it. Shucks.
You whip up a
When's this
stir,
po-
Pierce.
When's this
against the
podcast
commish,
being
this is what
released?
happens. Unless you want to be commish, that's still on the table.
I'll be a commission in a heartbeat. I'll be your vice commission in a heartbeat. I'm your vice commission now. Pat, when is this podcast coming out?
Tomorrow evening, hopefully.
Tomorrow evening. Okay. I'll be ready.
All right, so schedules are made.
Yeah. Creighton, go to sleep, dude.
I'm going to bed.
All right,
Thanks,
bye.
guys.
All right.
Later, Andy.
All right. Last thing before I have to go because I've got to cook chicken Alfredo. Let's make our predictions now that the divisions are here. All right. Let's
There's no
make
teams drafted.
what?
There's no teams drafted.
You can make it.
You can still
Decent
make
assumption.
predictions.
You can make a decent assumption.
this whole podcast has been about people just being better than other people. So we
Right.
should be able to
How-
make
End it without
predictions.
making a prediction on who's
we
going
should
to
be
be
able to make predictions even without our teams. We should be able to make predictions.
100%.
Absolutely. That's what this whole podcast has been about.
All right. How many people make
Mitch?
the playoffs?
6.
6. Okay.
Yeah,
Division
we
winner.
got
Division
division
winners in the
winners.
next 3.
3 wild cards. Yeah. So commish, you want to start off?
No, I truly give up on this prediction.
We got to teach you how to podcast, brother. This is how you get numbies.
Give them
All right. I'm going to make my prediction real quick and then I'll.
that because you guarantee to win.
Okay. You got
Okay.
that?
Time for the division winner.
You got to probably go. I think, Creighton's going to hustle a trade with somebody. And then
Always does. Yeah.
I actually think Brecken's going to try to get a stable of running backs again that are like 12 deep.
Yep.
And I don't think people are going to have it. And so he's going to be left a little bit high and dry. I'm thinking it's probably going to be, Clay. We'll
Okay.
go
So Pat, Creighton, Clay, and then who's your 3 wild cards?
Yeah.
wild cards.
Yep.
I'm going to say we'll go I don't think Pierce gets in this year because this is my year to spite Pierce because of today. So we'll go Brecken. No, I don't think Brecken gets in this year. I think he has a down year. We'll go Andy.
Andy.
Mhm.
And then we got
Yeah.
2 more.
I think you got to go Mitch and Zach.
You're not making the playoffs?
So we have
No.
3 people in one division making
Dude,
playoffs.
I do notes until like midnight every night. I don't got time to
Tough.
research fantasy football.
That's tough. It's tough.
It's tough. That's tough. Mitch, who do you have in the playoffs?
All right, I got Pat winning the division. Guarantee. Gotta go with that.
Guaranteed.
Yep, Creighton. And then I'll go Brecken. And then I'll take a Pierce wild card.
Nice, thank you.
I'll take a Colin wild card. And then I'll take a Steve wild card. I think this could be the year of Steve. I think he figures it out this year. So I think Steve's a six seed. Pat's like the 3 seed. Maybe they play each other somewhere in there.
That's
and,
where I
it'd
put
be great.
myself. Yeah.
It'd be electric.
I like that. Pat, do you want to go next, or do you want me to go next?
Oh, you go next, please.
Okay. I love Zach. For no reason, I love Zach, and I think he wins his division. I really do.
Kiss of death. That's a kiss of death right
I know.
there.
Well, I'm absolutely curious.
Well,
I know that.
haters are gonna hate. Fine.
I think. Okay, Pat, chill out. I haven't gotten through the whole playoff prediction. I got Zach winning his division. I got Creighton winning his division. I've got Brecken winning my division. I've got Pat making it through. I've got myself making it through, and I got Mitch making it through. Yeah, that's who I got.
So you just took the top 6 people in fantasy football other than Zach.
Hey,
Zach.
You like Zach over Alexander, huh?
Oh yeah. Alexander's in the middle of moving. He doesn't even know football's happening right
Pierce
now.
is being that guy right now who looks at the March Madness bracket and just takes all the higher seeds.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's not a bad strat.
Colin,
It always works out too. Every time.
I don't think that plays in Vegas very well.
No, it doesn't.
and then Pat,
You're talking
your
to
predictions.
the worst gambler of all time. Remember?
All time. Worst gambler of all time.
Oh my
All
Pat,
God.
give me-
right.
give me your playoffs, and then we can sign off because I can tell it's run its course.
Yeah, we got in
Colin's
there.
getting sleepy. Giz has been busy. Pat, you got a lot to edit. and I
Pulling
got
my
chilling
hair
for
out
me.
with still dreading over Colin's awful intro. Yeah, so winning the division, my division, I'm picking myself. Selfish, I know, but it's gonna happen. I have John actually gonna win his division. I think John is gonna be kind of a dark horse. He always is. So I have him winning, and then Creighton coming in second. And then I have Pierce winning his division, and then I also have Clay coming in as a 6th seed.
You know you don't have to pick 2 from every division, right?
I don't have to, but I don't think
Okay.
Alexander and Steve are going to make it. Zach, I think you and Zach are going to be close, but Gizmo, I think, is just going to have a little bit more of an edge. And I could make the argument that Brecken would go, but I think it's going to be Clay's year. I think Clay is going to beat out Brecken, and then Andy sucks. So
If
I
you
love you,
force
Andy.
Brecken to evaluate wide receiver talent, I think that's his weakness.
My weakness is spending $75 on Saquon Barkley every year and then him tearing his ACL. So
He's back.
Little bit behind
every year.
behind baseball here or whatever. Saquon Barkley's average buy on auction draft is $28, and I thought to myself, here we go again. I'm about to spend $900 on Saquon. I'm
Every
like,
single year.
stupid. This is his year to come back. I am spending $9,000.
It's so stupid. It's so dumb. But yeah. Oh,
Fellas, I think this has been a very productive, very fun podcast. I'm glad that we could do this, short time, but
thanks for starting this up, Colin. This has been great.
yeah, Colin, you did great.
Yeah, this is great. And Pat, thanks for producing it.
Yeah, great job, Pat.
Thank you.
Make sure I look pretty.
I mean, really? You
Can't
guys
do
are
the
like
Lord's
bane of my
work, but-
existence.
I'm the bane of your existence.
Dude,
It's not some 68-year-old that asks you to get rubbed down and say you're doing it wrong.
I gotta say it. Y'all drive me nuts.
No,
Y'all complain like a bunch of children.
I mean,
And
you
at
too.
the end of the day, I'm just here to have fun.
The fact that you are having fun right now.
I think you're having a lot of fun.
now.
Pretty fun.
The thing is, I got to go do some documentation after this. So that's going to be the real fun.
Yeah, that's tough. How many you got tonight?
Oh, like 15 notes.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, I
That's
get
a
to
lot.
edit a podcast after this, so that's fun.
Oh, you don't have to edit today.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna eat In-N-Out Burger and have beers with my wife. So
So is it In-N-Out Burger or Chicken Alfredo? You keep referencing both, and at this
I
point,
don't know. My
it's
wife
anyone's game.
literally texted me she's in line. She just texted me a picture that she's in line for In-N-Out Burger. So I'm guessing In-N-Out Burger now. So
No, you don't have to make Alfredo. That's nice.
it's true. Any last thoughts, guys? My last thought. I'll give my last thought, and we can go around the circle. Okay, my last thought. This is legitimately the thing that makes me smile the most. I'm literally working a desk job, I work from home. This stupid, funny league makes me laugh every single day. It is July 27th during recording. Football doesn't start till September 11th, and we're already full-fledged arguing. It is laugh out loud funny, and I don't care how many people hate me in this group. I will always do whatever it takes to come back because it makes me so happy. So damn happy to be a part of this league. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll go next as I am also the other guest on today. I think that this league is hilarious. I think that this league I spend way too much time on, but I think that, for no reward except for winning championship, let me be real here. But there's no other monetary value. There's no other reward at all. And guess what? I spend way too much time on it. I love that. It's so funny. So funny. The group chat is always entertaining throughout the entire year, even though we only play obviously through September and whatever through December, whatever it might be. And it's always entertaining through the whole year. So I love you guys. This is the best. Thanks for having me on.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it is always my part of the day when I am coming out of a meeting and I get blown up in my group chat to 135 messages. Not being sarcastic at all. Like, love that. The amount of passion that's in this league about fantasy football is insane. It's literally insane. But I would not want to have another passionate league with any other but you guys. I tell Colin every time after an episode, like, we could have on anybody in this league, in this podcast, and it'll be one of the best episodes we make. Because I think we all just know each other. We all love each other at the end. Like today, I won't lie, I got a little frustrated with all of you. But, like, at the end of the day, I love you guys. So, yeah, it's a great pod. I think it's going to be another great year, and I'm looking forward to it.
Colin, last thoughts.
Y'all kill me. I love you guys. At the end of the day, I'm here to have fun, here to enjoy this. And it seems that some days, no matter what I do, no matter what decision I make, I'm always going to have somebody trying to push me off the plank. And you know what? That's okay with me. I don't know. If somebody wants to do it, they can. At the end of the day, it's just something I like to do because, being out here in Kearney, Pierce, you can understand this. Mitch, you can understand this. We're away from the rest of you guys. We're all kind of spread out now. And so being in a new place is something we have to kind of keep us all together. And so for me, it's not about, the season or the wins and losses, anything like that. It's about, keeping everybody together, connected, going to each other's bachelor parties, weddings, having a good time. And I just hope that, amongst all the complaining and everything, people will remember that at the end of the day. And I think that's important.
Yeah, I would 100% agree. I'd 100% agree. No matter what, as much as we like to complain, I think that's what makes the league special. If I'm going to be honest with you, we all kind of talked about like loving that we have 180 missed read text messages. That kind of makes the league special. So every single person in this group is special in every single way. Even that villain Creighton, in my opinion. So
at the end of the day, if nobody ever, wants to impeach me, go ahead if you want to. But if you don't, just let Andy chisel worst commissioner on my tombstone Sunday. So we all know what Andy thinks.
Hey, my man Andy.
Not my man's.
All right, guys.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers, everyone.
Thanks, boys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.